What is the best and worst swimming equipment that you can use to improve your swimming technique and make you swim faster? Not all equipment is created equal. In this video, I'm gonna break down the 15 best and worst pieces of equipment, and I'm gonna rank them on a tier list from S to superior, F, failure. Now, in order for a piece of equipment to be considered S tier, it needs to be something that can be used by swimmers of any level. It's not very difficult to use, it's not very expensive, and most importantly, it can help you improve your technique and your feel of the water immediately. I'm gonna rank each piece of equipment and share with you exactly what you need to know so you use your time the most effective in the water. First up, we have a pull buoy. Now, this is a flotation device that you put between your legs. They come in different sizes. They're relatively easy to acquire. They're pretty cheap. They do take up a decent amount of space in your equipment bag, but they do help you learn the feel of the water high, because a big problem a lot of swimmers have is their legs sink in the water. So this is great for teaching your body what it's like to swim with that high body position. The problem is you can become dependent on this, and it might actually reinforce bad skills that you already have. Instead, you need to identify the root cause of your low body position, which normally starts with your head position. So instead of using a pull buoy, you're actually better off just improving your head position, and other pieces of equipment can do that. For that reason, the pull buoy is going to get a C tier. It's something that you can certainly use, but there are other alternatives that are going to help you improve your swimming much more efficiently. If you like swimming backstroke, then you're gonna wanna pick up a nose clip. Now, the nose clip can actually be used in all the strokes, but it has the most benefit when you're on your back, so that way you don't get water up your nose. You can also use a nose clip with a snorkel, and you'll see elite swimmers use a nose clip in competition. Unlike most of the other pieces of equipment I'll talk about in this video, you can actually wear a nose clip in a competition, and it is 100% legal. And if you watch the best backstrokers in the world, more than half of them are racing and breaking records using the nose clip. And for that reason, it's going to get us an A tier. It's very good, it's not necessary, but it's something that will certainly improve your swimming performance almost immediately. Now, the reason why this is an S tier is because it's certainly not necessary, and it's not really going to help you improve your technique. It actually won't help you improve your technique at all. Instead, it'll just help you control the amount of air that's coming out of your nose. And for that reason, the nose clip gets A tier. If you've ever been to a water aerobics class, you've seen people wearing these thick gloves in the water. Now, these webbed gloves can certainly improve your feel of the water because you're filling the space between your thumb, your index finger, your ring finger, and this increase in surface area allows you to pull more water. The problem is this is training your hand to move through the water much more slowly, and it gives you an unrealistic surface area, because when you swim, you don't want your fingers completely spread out, and that's exactly what these gloves are reinforcing. So you can swim with them, you can do water aerobics with these webbed gloves, but when it comes to competitive swimming and improving your feel of the water, this is going to get us an F tier. You'd actually be better off not using these, improving your feel of the water in other ways, and using other pieces of equipment. If you've been swimming for any reasonable period of time, you need to pick up a stretch band. Now, these bands are great for not only warming up and getting your muscles firing, but they're helpful for injury prevention as well. And so for that reason, the band is going to get us an S tier, because whether it's improving your external rotation, internal rotation, stability, joint health, the band can do all of these. And so in general, dryland equipment or going to the gym, working out regularly out of the water so you can strengthen your shoulders and back muscles that stabilize something that you use over and over, which is your shoulder. For that reason, it's an important piece of equipment that you need to have in your bag, and that gets us S tier. If you watch swimming at the Olympics or you're a competitive swimmer yourself, you know just how important it is to have a fast racing suit. Now, these technical suits work in a few different ways. They can help compress your body into a smaller surface area, and they reduce the amount of resistance that your body has because the suit is going to be faster than your natural skin. Even if you shave down, the suit's compression and the material is going to be faster than your natural skin. So because this can immediately make you faster, but it costs money and it's not entirely necessary, we can't make it an S tier. If it was accessible to everyone and it automatically was something that you wear all the time, we'd give a racing suit S tier. But because it's something that you only wear for competition, and sure, you can wear it in training regularly to train your body how to swim fast, if you do it too much, well, now that becomes the new normal. And so for that reason, it might be a hot take, the technical racing suit is going to be a C tier. It's something that could be used but it can give you bad results if you do it all the time, because that's going to set you up as your new normal, and it's very, very expensive. So unless you're a competitive swimmer, you really shouldn't consider having a racing suit. If you are, of course, it would be S tier when you're competing. These drag socks are a fun way to improve your catch with your feet. But not only that, because you're training with resistance, you're making your muscles work harder. You have to engage more muscle fibers to really make yourself move forward. Now, whether you're swimming with these or you put these over your arms, these are a great piece of equipment that you can have in your equipment bag. They don't take a lot of time and effort to use, even though when you're swimming, they're gonna make you work really hard. And so for that reason, drag socks are A tier. They're something that you can use almost every single day, but if you just use them a couple of times per week, they're gonna dramatically improve your feel of the water, your strength, and muscle recruitment so you can swim faster. On the flip side, if you have weighted ankle cuffs or a band that ties your legs together, this is going to do the opposite effect, because now we're not actually trying to have propulsion, we're just dragging our legs. These are also going to decrease your body position. Your legs are going to sink, and you're going to train your body to move slower through the water, which is the opposite effect that we want to do. So if you have weighted ankle cuffs or something that ties your legs together like a band, this is going to be F tier. This is something that would be better off left at home, and it's actually going to make you slower if you train with it. Now, similar to drag socks, a parachute gives you added resistance. The benefit of a parachute is that it applies equal resistance through your entire body. Unlike fins or paddles or any other piece of equipment, you're only applying resistance on a certain body part, a certain function and phase of the pull or component of the stroke. When you have a parachute, you can swim the stroke regularly, and it's going to slow you down equally everywhere. And when you train with a parachute, it's really important that you focus on your technique. Focus on power per stroke instead of just spinning your arms and muscling through the water. And so because of the versatility of the parachute and how dramatically it can improve your swimming almost immediately, it deserves A tier. Now, the reason this isn't S tier is because it's something that you can't really do every day. Obviously, it's a piece of equipment that's for a little bit more advanced swimmers. So if you're just getting started, you shouldn't really use this level of resistance. But whether it's a parachute or a power tower and you're more advanced and you're looking to level up your skills, increase that muscle activation, then this definitely deserves A tier. Have you ever wondered what you look like when you swim? Well, if you have an action camera or a GoPro, you can actually see your technique underwater. Whether you film yourself from the side or the front, being able to see yourself in clear water in super slow motion can be very beneficial. Now, the thing is, you don't necessarily need to have underwater footage that's cinematic in 4K. Instead, if you just use your phone on the side of the pool, on a tripod, or have a friend or lifeguard film you, you can actually get 90% of the value just by seeing your stroke technique out of the water. Now, if you don't really know what exactly to work on, and if you've never had a professional coach analyze your technique, this is something we can actually help you with. So check out the link down below. You can work with myself and my team on a regular basis to analyze your technique, point out exactly what you need to work on, so that way you can most effectively use your time in the water to swim faster and learn how to swim more efficiently. Now, the GoPro and the action camera is a great tool to have, but because you don't necessarily need it and you can just use your existing smartphone, it's going to get B tier. Paddles may be the best or worst piece of equipment in my equipment bag. And that's because I love the feeling of swimming faster with the paddles. You can swim faster using less effort, taking less strokes per length. What's not to love about it? Well, the problem is you can overuse them very easily. Also, these are a little bit more advanced tools. You already want to have a good feel of the water and early vertical forearm before you start to layer in any kind of resistance training. Also, you need to have multiple sizes of paddles depending on what type of training you're doing. So if you're just getting started, you're gonna have smaller paddles. If you're more advanced, you're gonna have big paddles. And if you wanna swim higher intensity, higher cadence swimming, you're gonna need smaller paddles as well. So because the paddles can immediately make you faster, but you're gonna need multiple, and they're not really accessible for everyone. For that reason, the paddles are gonna get a B tier. The best athletes in the world know how to take care of their body. Take Michael Phelps, for example. He would routinely get massages and work with trainers to make sure that he was loose and ready to race. He also used to use a cold tub to speed up the recovery, and that's why he took the plunge to create the Chili Goat with Master Spas. Their motto is go cold and live bold, because let's face it, if you want to be like the greatest of all time, you got to go sub-zero. Now, this is more than a cold plunge. It's a transformative experience that is named after the GOAT himself. Now, it can be installed outdoor or indoor, and really it's the best ownership experience. So head over to the link in the description to see how you can get your very own and become the GOAT yourself. Fins can be the pride and joy of any swim workout, but let me tell you, if you overuse them, no such thing. If you're just swimming for fitness, you can use your fins anytime that you want. Now, if you are at an elite level, you really need to consider how much you're using your fins and using them a little bit more strategically. My rule of thumb for a competitive swimmer is you don't want any piece of equipment to take up more than 50% of your total weekly training volume, which means an individual workout could be over 50%, but let's say you swim 20,000 meters over the course of a week, you want to make sure less than 10,000 of that is with fins or paddles or any other piece of equipment. Now, fins are amazing because they not only make you swim faster, but they recruit more muscles. You can burn more calories, and you can do a number of different drills with the fins. They improve your feel of the water, they teach you how to swim faster and how to ride high in the water. And for all of these reasons, because they're relatively inexpensive to acquire, you can use them almost every single day in every workout. The fins deserve S tier. Is that Nemo and Dory? Nope. It's just me swimming around with my snorkel. All kidding aside, the snorkel is a great tool to keep your eyes where they need to be, focused on the bottom of the pool. If you find Dory, that's cool too. Hopefully not in a swimming pool. When you're swimming with a snorkel, it does two things. First of all, it's going to allow you to focus on keeping your head down, improve your body position, and that way you don't need to worry about breathing. The second thing is that it actually improves your lung capacity. Because you're only breathing through a very small hole, and this constrictive oxygen flow is what allows you to get an aerobic benefit from training with a snorkel. Now, these are a little bit more difficult to use. If you're a beginner, you don't need to get started with a snorkel, but if you're a more advanced swimmer, this is something that you can incorporate almost every single day to focus on technique and, of course, get the added aerobic benefit. Now, because the snorkel is something that's not very easy to use, it does not get S tier or even A tier. We're gonna give it B tier because this is something that is really for specific skills at a certain level of swimming. If you're trying to swim faster, just move your arms faster. If only it were that easy. That's what the tempo trainer can help you with. You can set a specific cadence and it'll actually tell you by having a beep in your head exactly how fast you should be moving your arms. That way you can match your arms to a specific cadence and tempo, and that way you can swim faster. Now, this is a great piece of equipment if you're a more advanced swimmer, you're looking to measure how many strokes you're taking and match a certain rate of speed of those strokes. But because this is more advanced and you have to program your workout around this specific tool, it's a little bit clunky to use in your overall swimming routine. So for that reason, it's going to get a B tier. It has some benefits, but it's really specific to a higher level swimmer. Now, back in my day when I was swimming, we would all wear these big drag suits. These things would feel like a parachute on your butt. Now, these are great pieces of equipment if you're looking for an overall resistive workout. The problem is you're not going to be able to take it off in the middle of a set. It's also going to train your body to swim slower over the entire workout. If you remember when we talked about our drag socks and parachute, we use these for specific instances. And so for that reason, we can't really give the drag suit a very high rating because it's actually just gonna make you slower all the time. Instead, you wanna train your body how to swim faster. And that's why it's important to swim with a really well-fitted swimsuit that isn't going to slow you down. And then you add on resistance in specific ways with specific intensities like a parachute, drag socks, or a power tower. So for all those reasons, the drag suit may look cool, it may feel nostalgic, but we're gonna give it C tier. Almost every single swimming pool you go to will have a kickboard. If you're a competitive swimmer, you may have a kickboard in your equipment bag. Kickboards are great for kicking. The problem is you can't use a kickboard when you swim or in a competition. Not only that, the kickboard trains your body in an improper body position. If you think about it, when you're holding the kickboard, your upper body is gonna be pressed high in the water, your legs are gonna be sagging, your lower back is gonna be arched. It puts a lot of pressure on your lower back, and you're really not training your kick in the optimal way. A better alternative to kicking with a kickboard is to just kick in streamline on your back, on your stomach, or on your side. The best swimmers in the world rarely use a kickboard. They're only for specific sets. And for that reason, the kickboard is a D tier piece of equipment. Instead, focus on kicking in natural planes of motion, in streamline on your front, back, or on your side. Now, the last piece of equipment is going for S tier plus. This piece of equipment is something that you can use for every single workout. It'll dramatically improve your accountability. It'll also help you stay focused on what really matters. And that piece of equipment is a smartwatch. Whether you have the Apple Watch or a Garmin or some other smartwatch, With the My Swim Pro app, the workout can actually be programmed onto your watch. It guides you through the workout every step of the way, acting as a coach literally on your wrist, tapping your hand, giving you real-time feedback, tracking your heart rate, and then afterwards in the My Swim Pro app, you'll be able to see real-time feedback along with an analysis using artificial intelligence, leveraging the data that was pulled from your watch while you're swimming. And for that reason, the Apple Watch or any smartwatch that can run the My Swim Pro app is S Tier Plus, because it is something that you can use for every single workout, and it will immediately make you more accountable and swim faster. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, it means you're serious about improving your swimming and taking it to the next level. If you want to work with myself and our team, you can apply down below so that way we can build a personalized training program for you, analyze your technique, and help you every step of the way. If you enjoyed this video, I know you'll love this one over here. I'll see you over there, and happy swimming.